My favorite altcoin, and what's probably going to be my biggest performer heading into 2025, is Aerodrom Finance, and there are 3 reasons why I'm very bullish. Number 1, Coinbase and politicians are secretly buying this token. Number 2, looks very bullish on the charts, and number 3, the narrative shift that's going to happen in crypto. You look at what coins like it did last cycle, and what this coin is going to do this cycle is going to shock everybody. Now, if you don't know what Aerodrom Finance is, it is a DEX token that is deployed on Coinbase's Base blockchain. Base is an Ethereum L2 and is probably the best and fastest growing L2 out there. Now, I said there's insiders buying this token. I'm talking about U.S. policymakers. That's right, a U.S. lawmaker by the name of Mike Collins. That's Mike Collins right there. Now, that isn't the only token he's buying, but it's the amounts that he's buying that is very important. Now, if you notice, he also bought Velodrome, but he only spent up to $15K. He also bought the Graph. He also only spent up to $15K. But when it came to Aerodrome, he spent upwards of $115,000, and he made another purchase between $15,000 and $50,000 later. So we have insiders, very, very bullish. But I also said Coinbase. That is right. It is also an investment of Coinbase Ventures. So this is a favorite token with politicians with inside information and a favorite token of Coinbase Ventures, the largest exchange in America. So a very well-connected entity and a well-connected person. But number 2, though, I said I was bullish on the charts as well. Now, number 1, the first thing we're looking at is this descending wedge. This is a falling wedge pattern, and you can see we did do a decisive breakout out of this falling wedge. And if you don't know, a falling wedge is a bullish pattern, meaning the price usually goes higher. But that's not the only bullish thing I'm seeing in the charts. There's 2 other things I want to show you real quick. One is the RSI on the daily candles. We're looking at daily candles, and you see the relative strength index just peaked into overbought territory. But when you have a hot altcoin with a smaller market cap, it can go into overbought territory for a long time. And you see last time we went into overbought, that was just the beginning of the bull run. And we were in overbought for a while, and we ended up peaking out 45 days later. So a good month and a half later. So it went into overbought, and you shouldn't have sold until a month and a half later. So you shouldn't have sold right there as soon as it went into overbought territory. And right now we're barely 5-6 days into this pattern. So we still got, a good 40 days or so if it were to match last time. So that's the second bullish thing I'm starting to see here. And the third thing that I see here is a W pattern that coincides with a Fibonacci extension very, very well. So if we draw out the W pattern, you see, all right, we're going to hit around, $1.20, $1.19 or so. But the Fib extension also matches with this as well. We're going to go from the swing high to the swing low and just see what the charts tell us here. So when we swing it out, well, you notice that the top parts of the W is respecting the Fibonacci levels, and the top part of the W will bring us right to this 0.5 extension on the Fibonacci. And you can see, we kind of respected it again in the past. You can see it respecting the 0.618. And so if it gives us a bull target to the upside, well, folks, that's when you start looking at some moon math where you could see close to a $10 Aerodrome if this Fib extension plays out completely here. So one, just seeing the W kind of hit this level, and you just seeing it respect the levels before, I think it's going to continue to respect these Fib levels, and it's given us some pretty good targets. So you got a nice price target of a 10x right there. But I said the third and final phase is the narrative shift that's going to happen, and that's why I'm bullish. And the narrative phase is just how attractive the new DEX models are. Now, like I said, it is a DEX, but they don't like how old DEXs are ran. And if you look at Aerodrome right here, 100% of the value is going to the token holders, and it's just one of the best tokens out there. When you look at Uniswap Labs, the Uni token, 0% ends up going to the holders. You got a shift in the way people are expecting revenues for these DEXs to be paid out, and we're seeing a shift also happen with the users here. Now, this is daily volumes of Aerodrome versus Uniswap V3, and you can see Aerodrome is the white part, and it is growing and growing and growing as Uniswap's volume is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And if you start to look at why this is happening, well, folks, part of it might be the market cap of these 2 tokens. Now, Aerodrome Finance has a market cap of $500 million, $573 million, whereas Uniswap has a market cap of $5 billion. And so if Aerodrome were to 10x, it would hit Uniswap's market cap. This is where it gets interesting, folks. Uniswap's previous market cap height was over $20 billion. And so when you look at Aerodrom at a $20 billion valuation, now you're looking at a 40x return. Now, I think a 40x is going to be, you know, a little bit of a struggle sesh, but I do think it could potentially hit 10 billion, and I would be shocked if it doesn't at least hit $5 billion and hit the top of that Fibonacci extension sometime in 2025. So I'm very bullish on Aerodrom. And when you look at the market cap discrepancy, I think you should be very bullish on Aerodrom as well. It is one that is high on my radar. I'm trying to accumulate more and more and more before this rocket takes off, because I think once we start going to these next levels, there might not be another chance to get Aerodrom under $1, folks. So if you're bullish on Aerodrom or just ETH tokens in general, hit that like button, and hopefully I'll see you and your diamond-handed base bags at the top.